Hey guys, this is Nate from Clay Trader Guns. If you follow the YouTube channel, you know that over the 4th of July weekend, I took my shotguns out with a couple of my brother-in-laws and we shot some clay pigeons. That was a lot of fun. Today we get to clean those shotguns. I got a couple of them with me here today. I got a 12 gauge Remington 870. Can't go wrong with that sound. I also have a 20 gauge 1187 and a 12 gauge 1187. This is the butte that we're going to clean today, so hang in there and we'll talk about how to take this thing apart and put it back together and get it all cleaned. Alright, so I got my workspace all set up to go here. I got some old cardboard down on the table, just some old boxes to keep my table safe. Don't want to spill anything on there. For cleaning, I got an old shop rag here. We got some Q-tips, some shotgun swabs. We got a brass bore brush that'll go on the end of this shotgun rod here, which I currently have a patch tip on there. For solvents and stuff, I got some gun scrubber here. We got some Hops 9 bore cleaner. We'll use that in the barrel. We just have some Hops 9 synthetic blend oil. We'll put that on the end just to make sure everything is in working order and protected while we're shooting. So let me set some of this stuff off to the side here and move it out of the way. All right, first thing we want to do now is to make sure that we have a clear and free shotgun. So if you just look down in the chamber here, you can see I don't have any shells in here. There's nothing in the magazine down there either. You can see that's all clean. And we want to decock this mechanism, so just push this thing down here. Get that decocked, it's no big deal. We start off by unscrewing the top here. Just set that out of the way. Slide off this handrail. There's a little metal ring in here. This came off right here. You can kind of see where that goes. Put that back on later. And then the barrel slides out. So we just grab that and just kind of slide that out just like that. No big deal. Set that out of the way. Then there is a couple things here we need to take care of. So there's a little seal right here. You can see that or not, but we want to be very gentle with that. Don't want to damage that. Just be careful and roll that off the end. Be especially careful over the threads here, as you could rip or tear it here. If you want to be extra careful, you could put a little tape, a little masking tape on the end here, and then it'll just roll right off the top. Don't worry about it. Take that off, and then there's a collar here we have to take off. You do want to take note of which end goes towards your gun here. Here's the big flat side, so just remember that for later. Next, we could pull out this charging handle here. The next step is going to be to actually take the trigger assembly off. You got to push out these two pins here. That can be a little tricky. I like to use a little roll of painter's tape here. Give me a little space, and then I have a nail set here. We should just be able to just push those out. So there's that one. Slide it over and get this one. So there we go. Those two pins are out. We set them off to the side. Down in the cardboard here. Set those off to the side. And we should be able to pull this whole group out right there. And there's your trigger assembly. So throw that off to the side. So now to get the trigger, or the bolt group and everything out, there's a little catch on the side here. You just gotta push that in with your thumb or your finger or whatever, and then this whole group just slides right out. Goes right on there like that. So we can take this all apart to clean it. So that is basically, oh, sorry. Then we gotta take out this last pin in here. So you can see there's a spring clip in here. So take that out and just pull that out right there, right off the side. So that's it. That's a torn down 1187. Now what you're going to do is scrub the whole thing down. I've got this scrubbing brush that we'll use for some of the harder reach places, and we'll also use the Q-tips to reach some of the harder places too. What we want to do actually is start out with the barrel and get that soaking. So I'm just going to set the rest of the assembly out of the way. We're going to take our Hops gun bore cleaner here. Just open that up, and we're going to need our shotgun rod. And some patches. So what I like to do is just kind of fold this into 4 pieces and just get it good and wet with the bore cleaner. Oops, that was way too wet. But that's all right. So we're just gonna run that through here. And you're just gonna take the bore cleaner and just kind of run it through here a few times. You just wanna get it good and wet in there so that it will start to break down any of that carbon and whatnot that we have in there. So we're just going to set this out of the way then. We don't need this patch anymore. Let's maybe wipe up some of this gun bore cleaner here. Kind of stinks, but that's why we put down our protection, so we don't wreck our table. Okay, good enough. Set this out of the way. We don't need this at the moment. So now let's start cleaning all of our individual parts. I like to start with the little ones and work my way up to the big ones. So basically what we're gonna do is just set them down here on the table. Nothing fancy. Get all of our pieces here. I'm just gonna spray these things down with the gun scrubber and then we'll hit them with the brush. So just get that on there, good and heavy. Then we're just gonna grab our brush here. And we're just gonna scrub them all down. Good, just get the worst of it off here. We're gonna do the same thing for the rest of our pieces here. So we'll take our bolt carrier group here. This shotgun's really not that terribly dirty, but just get it good and sprayed down. Getting all those nooks and crannies, and then we're just gonna scrub it off. Just make sure all that carbon and fouling stuff's off of there. All right, for our trigger group, there's really not a whole lot we need to do here. Just kind of give it a light spray here, get the worst of it, and just kind of shake it. We don't even really need to scrub it that much. You can just kind of wipe down some of the main components if you want. So that's pretty much it. It doesn't really get too dirty, so there's no need to tear that apart any further or really do anything more to that. So we'll set that aside, and now we'll go to the inside of the stock and the receiver here. Basically, the same thing as we've been doing. Just kind of scrub in, spray in there good, and then scrub it out with a brush here. All right, so that's the worst of that. We can set that aside. That's good to go. Now let's turn our attention back to the barrel. Now we're going to use that barrel brush here. So I'm gonna unscrew the tip of my cleaning rod here. Put this on there if I can. There we go. Well, this is brass, so you're not gonna have to worry about it scratching your barrel or anything. It's a lot softer metal than what your barrel is. So we're just gonna run this through here a few times. Basically, our goal is just to break up any of the fouling and whatnot that we got in there, or got started breaking up with the bore cleaner. So that's probably good. Let's switch back to the patch loop. What we want to do is get another patch here, get a little more of our bore cleaner here. I'm going to try not to spill it this time. Just kind of get that good and wet. There you go, should be good. This is going to pick up the worst of the filings that we just broke off. So we can run this through here a few times. You can see it's already real dirty. Run it through there a couple more times. And now we want to take the clean patch and just run it through there a few times. We'll see how it does. We may have to do 2 or 3 of these just to get all the worst of it out of there, but let's see how it goes. So you can see that's picking up quite a bit in there. So we'll run this through here a couple times. Get the worst of it off with this one. Let's throw a clean one on here. All right, so there's our clean one. Let's run it through here a couple more times, see how it comes out. All right, so it's already looking a lot better, a lot less garbage and gunk on it. So still getting a little bit, but I'm probably gonna shoot this in the not too distant future, so that's good enough for me. I'm gonna throw that off of there and set this rod aside. We're done with that now. Now we do need to hit this main receiver, the bolt part here, and we also need to hit this gas chamber here. So this actually gets real dirty because that's where a lot of the exhaust gases come out. So just this little gunwale scrubber, we're just gonna scrub that with our brush. Get down in that little nook there. You can do that with a Q-tip as well and just make sure you get that good and clean. So that's good. Wipe it down with our rag. And now I'll do the same thing in here. You can actually see there's 2 little holes in there. So if those are clogged, you can just use a toothpick or a small gauge wire or whatever and just clean those out. Gotta make sure those are good and clean. So just spray some gun scrubber in there and scrub it around a bit. Like I said, this shotgun's really not that dirty. We did shoot a few times on the 4th of July, but it's not the dirtiest shotgun I've ever cleaned, so probably make this cleaning go a little bit quicker. All right, and that is it for cleaning. Now we want to oil up the shotgun to keep it from having friction and causing issues down the road, keep it running smooth. With these shotguns, you really don't hardly need any lubricant at all. Just a few small places I like to put lubricant. I like to hit some of the main moving parts in here. Just kind of a quick drop in there, quick drop in there. You really don't want a lot, because the more lubricant you put in there, if there's anything excess, then that's what's going to pick up the fouling that may have otherwise just fallen away. So we'll set that off to the side. And then the only other place I like to hit is in the receiver here, and just these 2 little channels right here. So just a little drop right where the bolt and stuff rides. So a little drop there too, and you're good to go. That's really all you got to do. So now let's reassemble it. So we're going to take the bolt group here and the bolt, flip it over the right direction. Actually, never cleaned this bolt carrier, did I? So let's hit this quick. All right, now that we got it all cleaned, we can put it back together. First thing you need to do is put this little spring clip back in here. So basically that just goes in here, turns sideways. Get it back in that channel, and sideways. And then you can just kind of drop it in there. Sometimes this is a little easier with a needle nose pliers, but I don't have one, so we are gonna do this without one. You can usually just spring it together a little bit, and then it goes into that back piece right there. So you can see that if I push on this here, it does slide back and forth, so we're good to go there. Next step is to put the bolt group back in here. So I'll just grab this front receiver, the bolt, hold it the right direction, set that on there, and this just slides right into the front. So, and then that same little pin down here, I don't know if you can see that, this little clip right here, needs to be pushed in, the same one we had to use to get the whole thing out. Let's push that, and then we'll just slide it in here, like so. And now we can do the trigger group. It's just gonna set right into here. This can be a little tricky. I've had struggles with this in the past to get this in there properly, but with a little bit of determination, you get it in there. And usually once you get it in there, it drops right into where it's gotta be without too big of a fuss. So there you go. I use my painter's tape here again. Put these pins back in, lined up. Sometimes with this front one you do have to use a little extra force, so we'll get that back one in there first. There you go, got those pins in. Now we can go ahead and reassemble the rest of it. So we're gonna slide in this ring here first. It's gonna go on the end. Now we're gonna slide on that seal. Careful not to damage that again. So I'm taking it off. You can use some tape here again if you wanted to keep it from getting damaged. But okay, slide that back on there. Now we can slide the barrel back in. Actually, this is easier if we rack this back first. So rack that back, and you put the charging handle back in there. Maybe, if all goes as planned. All right, got the charging handle back in there. Now we can slide this barrel in. Slide in just like that. This clip comes up, that came off, goes back on the front here. Slide that wood back on. And we just screw the tip back on. And that is all there is to it. You're gonna wanna make sure, cycle the action a few times. Make sure that everything works, everything is good to go. Let's see there, it looks like everything's working. You can check the safety, obviously it's empty, so check the firing, make sure everything's good to go. And that's basically it. So if you like the video, check out our channel, subscribe to our videos, and we'll see you back for the next one. Thanks.